History of La Jolla, California. A journey through time and coastal beauty. Welcome to La Jolla, California, a seaside gem often called the Jewel of San Diego. Today, I'll be your guide as we explore the fascinating history and breathtaking landscapes of this remarkable coastal community. From ancient cultures to hidden coves, from oceanfront mansions to modern research institutions, La Jolla's story is as captivating as the views from its cliffs. Let's begin our journey where it all started, along the rugged coastline that stretches for 7 miles just north of downtown San Diego. Long before tourists and oceanfront villas, this land was home to the Kumeyaay people, who lived off the sea and left traces of their culture in shell middens and artifacts still found in the region. When California became a state in 1850, La Jolla was incorporated into the city of San Diego, but its charm remained untouched, wild, remote, and extraordinarily beautiful. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the arrival of the railroad transformed this quiet area into a fashionable seaside retreat. Wealthy families from across California built elegant homes and estates along the cliffs, drawn by the ocean views and the promise of tranquility. Artists, writers, and intellectuals followed, inspired by the beauty of the landscape and the light that seemed to dance across the Pacific. As the years passed, La Jolla became more than just a scenic escape. It grew into a hub of science and education with the founding of the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, the University of California, San Diego, UCSD, and the world-renowned Salk Institute for Biological Studies. These institutions turned La Jolla into a global center for discovery, innovation, and marine research, all nestled beside the same beaches that first drew settlers here. But to truly experience La Jolla, you need to see it through a traveler's eyes. Imagine standing at La Jolla Cove, the most iconic spot in the area. The turquoise water sparkles beneath the cliffs, and sea lions bask lazily on the rocks. Beneath the surface, kelp forests sway like underwater cathedrals, home to fish, seals, and even traces of ancient villages once submerged by time. Just a short walk away, Ellen Browning Scripps Park offers sweeping ocean views, perfect for picnics or a sunset stroll. From here, follow the path to the children's pool, a cove originally built in 1930 as a safe swimming area for families. Over the decades, it became the favorite home of La Jolla's harbor seals, a living example of nature reclaiming its place. Continue south, and you'll find Wipeout Beach, a hidden treasure of rock formations and arches that seem sculpted by the waves themselves. Just above it sits the Museum of Contemporary Art, showcasing creativity that matches the beauty outside its walls. Farther along the shore, Cuvier Park, known locally as the Wedding Bowl, is one of the most romantic spots in San Diego. When the tide retreats, the exposed reefs and tide pools reveal a world of sea stars, crabs, and tiny octopuses, a living museum of marine life. Heading north, you'll reach La Jolla Shores, a broad sandy beach perfect for families and kayakers. Here, adventurers launch tours to explore the famous La Jolla Sea Caves, carved naturally into the cliffs. During high tides, waves crash against the windows of the marine room, one of the most unique dining experiences in the world. Twice a year, photographers from around the globe gather near the Scripps Pier to witness a rare natural spectacle called Scripshenge, when the setting sun aligns perfectly between the pier's pillars, a moment of pure coastal magic. Just inland at Kellogg Park, you'll find the Educational Plaza, a mosaic map celebrating the Grand Canyons of La Jolla. It honors Walter Munk, one of the world's great oceanographers, and tells the story of La Jolla's deep connection to the sea, through science, art, and community. And finally, for a view that takes your breath away, climb to the highest point in La Jolla. From here, the panorama stretches across San Diego's coastline, revealing the blend of history, nature, and modern life that makes this place extraordinary. La Jolla's story is one of transformation, from an ancient homeland to a coastal village, from an artist's haven to a center of global research. Yet through it all, its beauty has remained timeless, as if the cliffs themselves whisper the stories of everyone who's ever stood here, gazing out over the Pacific.
Let's begin our journey high above the ocean, where history meets nature at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography. This world-renowned research center is not just a hub of marine science. It's also home to the Scripps Coastal Meander, a public walking path that forms part of the California Coastal Trail. As you stroll through the campus, the sound of waves rises from La Jolla shores below, and each bend of the path reveals another sweeping view of the Pacific. What makes this place remarkable isn't just its scenery. It's the deep history beneath your feet. Along the meander lies the oldest known archaeological site in Southern California, once home to people who lived here nearly 7,000 years ago. Imagine those early coastal dwellers fishing, gathering shells, and watching the same sunsets we admire today. The cliffs, carved by millennia of wind and tide, have witnessed every chapter of La Jolla's story. The nearby Scripps Crossing Bridge, a favorite of photographers, connects the bluffs with a stunning overlook of the Scripps Pier. Below, you'll find a quiet area with benches, a perfect place to watch surfers ride the waves, or to enjoy a peaceful picnic as the sky glows orange with sunset. Heading north, the landscape opens into the Coast Walk Trail, one of La Jolla's most scenic routes. This gentle trail traces the edge of the cliffs, offering endless ocean views and glimpses of the rugged coves below. The ground you're walking on has been used for thousands of years, once as a hunting and fishing area for indigenous peoples, now as a path for visitors eager to experience La Jolla's natural wonders. Along the way, you'll cross a bridge built right above the Rose Canyon Fault, a subtle reminder that this beautiful stretch of coastline is also shaped by the Earth's powerful movements. Adventurers sometimes descend toward the hidden beaches below, though it's steep and dangerous, where at low tide, the La Jolla Sea Caves become accessible on foot. Most visitors, however, experience these caves by kayak, entering through their vaulted stone mouths to hear the sea echo through the darkness. Among these natural wonders lies the White Lady Cave, a hauntingly beautiful cavern with 40-foot ceilings and a name inspired by local folklore. Nearby sits Sunny Jim's Sea Cave, the only sea cave on the California coast that can be reached by land. Inside the cave store, you can descend 145 wooden steps through a hand-carved tunnel to reach a viewing platform where sunlight spills across emerald waters, a sight that has captivated travelers for generations. Beyond the caves, the coastline curves north toward Black's Beach, a world-famous big-wave surf spot where swells can reach 25 feet in winter. From the cliffs above, you can watch expert surfers challenge the roaring Pacific. Perched high on the bluffs stands the Mushroom House, a futuristic structure originally built in 1968 as a guest house, now an iconic, if mysterious, relic of mid-century architecture. Continuing upward, you'll reach the Torrey Pines Glideport, known as the Kitty Hawk of the West. It's here that aviation history took flight. In 1930, Charles Lindbergh soared over these very cliffs, and today, paragliders and hang gliders fill the skies, their colorful wings gliding over the ocean. From this vantage point, you can look down across La Jolla's entire coastline, from the caves and coves to the distant Scripps Pier. For those who crave adventure, the Ho Chi Minh Trail, also called the Saigon Trail, offers one of La Jolla's most challenging hikes. Carved into sandstone cliffs, this route winds through narrow slot canyons and descends toward Black's Beach. It's not for the faint of heart, with steep drops, loose sand, and rope sections. But for those who make it, the view from the bottom is unforgettable. Everywhere you look, the history of La Jolla, California comes alive. In its geology, its indigenous roots, its turn-of-the-century seaside architecture, and its ongoing spirit of discovery and beauty. From ancient coastal villages to modern research institutions, this is a place where science, art, and nature all converge. So whether you come to watch the sunset from the cliffs, explore hidden caves at low tide, or walk the historic trails where the first Californians once stood, La Jolla invites you to slow down, breathe the ocean air, and become part of its timeless story. If you continue along the coastline, you'll come across a section marked by nature's power, the site of a massive landslide in early 2023. That year, a powerful storm soaked the sandstone cliffs, adding tremendous weight to the already unstable slopes. Within minutes, a massive section of the bluff collapsed, tumbling toward the shore below. The slide lasted for over 10 minutes, releasing the equivalent of 3 Titanic ships' worth of sandstone into the sea. In the past, this stretch of beach was continuous, but today, that landslide created a natural barrier jutting out into the ocean. A reminder that even here in paradise, nature always has the final word. If you want to learn more about this dramatic event, I've made another detailed video about it. You'll find the link in the description below. Climbing over the rocks will lead you back toward the Citizens Trail, a route that returns to the glider port above. One thing to note, this beach is clothing optional, so you may want to be mindful of that before you go. From the bottom, it's about 3/4 of a mile back up to the top. There's also a shorter, steeper path that local surfers use, but it's far less stable and potentially dangerous. For most visitors, the Citizens Trail remains the safer, more predictable route back. Heading south again, there are several local favorite beaches worth exploring. Marine Street Beach is a sandy, secluded stretch known for its powder-soft sand and strong surf. It's beloved by bodyboarders, surfers, and scuba divers, but with few amenities, it's not the best option for families. Still, its raw natural beauty and lively waves make it a true local gem. A bit farther south, you'll find Windansea Beach, one of La Jolla's most iconic surf spots. It's famous for the Windansea Surf Shack, a rustic palm-covered hut built by local surfers back in 1946. It served as a simple shelter from the sun, a gathering place for early wave riders. Though storms have destroyed it multiple times over the years, locals always rebuild it, preserving its legacy as a symbol of La Jolla's surf culture. Just a few hundred yards south lies Mushroom Beach, named for its fascinating rock formations that emerge during low tide. If you follow the narrow path from Camino de la Costa, you'll reach the entrance. During high surf, the rocks are often hidden, but when the tide recedes, the formations reveal themselves, otherworldly shapes sculpted by centuries of wind and water. That's the magic of La Jolla. Each low tide unveils a new layer of its ancient story. Continue south to the Bird Rock neighborhood, one of La Jolla's lesser-known treasures. While it lacks broad sandy beaches, it offers hidden ocean lookout points, quiet, dramatic vistas where you can sit and listen to the waves. At 6200 Camino de la Costa, a small trail leads to a secluded perch with sweeping ocean views, easy to miss if you're not looking for it. Nearby, Vista Point provides a few parking spots and a stairway down to the rocks below, perfect for a peaceful moment at the water's edge. Follow Bird Rock Avenue, and you'll find another staircase leading to the shoreline. This is where you can see the actual Bird Rock, the offshore boulder that gave the neighborhood its name. This entire area lies within the South La Jolla State Marine Reserve, a protected sanctuary for marine life and fragile coastal ecosystems. Close by is La Jolla Hermosa Park, with picnic tables overlooking the bay, an ideal stop for a quiet lunch with ocean views. Another favorite among locals is Calumet Park, perched on the cliffs with benches that overlook the crashing surf below. Sit here for a while, and you'll understand why so many artists and photographers fall in love with this coastline. At the southernmost tip of La Jolla, near Tourmaline Surf Park and Pacific Beach, lies the Bird Rock waterfront, a dramatic viewpoint with steps leading down to the sea. From here, you can see as far south as Point Loma, with surfers gliding along the waves that roll endlessly toward shore. Inland, the charm continues with palm-lined streets and hidden local secrets. Bata Ayer Street is famous for its postcard-perfect rows of palm trees, making it a favorite photography spot. Nearby, Starkey Park connects to the La Jolla bike path, and if you look closely along the hillside, you might even find a hidden swing, a simple wooden seat with one of the best panoramic views in town. As you head closer to Mount Soledad, local legends begin to surface, quite literally. One of the area's quirkiest landmarks is the Munchkin House. According to local lore, it was built for the actors from The Wizard of Oz, though in truth, it was designed by architect Cliff May to fit the sloped terrain, creating an optical illusion that makes it appear smaller than it actually is. Only one of the original 4 houses remains, but it continues to draw curious visitors year after year. Nearby, you'll also find the Troll Bridges, ivy-covered stone arches that look like something out of a fairy tale. Some say they were designed by the same engineers who built the Cabrillo Bridge in Balboa Park. Whether true or not, they add another touch of magic to La Jolla's landscape. Finally, we reach the summit Mount Soledad. Rising 823 feet above the sea, It stands as one of San Diego's most iconic landmarks. At its peak sits the Mount Soledad Cross and Veterans Memorial, honoring American service members from every branch and every era, with over 6,000 black granite plaques commemorating their courage and sacrifice. From here, the view is simply breathtaking. A full 360-degree panorama of San Diego. On a clear day, you can see south to Mexico, north to Orange County, and even spot Catalina Island and Coronado shimmering on the horizon. If this is your first visit to San Diego, Mount Soledad is the perfect place to end your journey, where the ocean, the city, and history all meet beneath an endless sky. We have another video that explores even more of La Jolla's hidden spots and coastal wonders. You can find it linked right here. And if you'd like to discover more about what to do in San Diego and the stories behind its most iconic landmarks, click the next video to continue exploring. If you learned something new or simply enjoyed the journey, please give this video a like. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the history, legends, and hidden beauty of Southern California. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.